do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help because voters are going to re-elect President Trump back to the White House very soon because voters see these trials that are being brought forward against President Trump for what they are. They are sham show trials. They are election interference in an attempt to imprison President Trump. And the irony in all of this is that Joe Biden and the Democrats and these ladies on The View constantly say President Trump is the alleged threat to democracy, when in fact they themselves are wishfully thinking that President Trump will be imprisoned when he has not been convicted of any crimes. That is the real threat to democracy. Voters see that, and that's why President Trump continues his dominance in the polls, not just with Republicans and independents, but he's also picking up historic gains with Democrat constituencies, such as African Americans, Hispanic Americans, and union workers.
I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you, because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure.
When 27-year-old Karoline Leavitt, Donald Trump's White House press secretary, used her position to make scathing remarks about the show's increasingly politicized tone, tensions on The View reached a breaking point. Leavitt's audacious comments caused the co-hosts to struggle to defend themselves and sparked heated online discussions about media accountability and prejudice. A heated argument soon expanded into a discussion about the legitimacy of legacy media and the gap between conservative voices and traditional platforms. The drama began when Joy Behar, who is renowned for her scathing remarks, made fun of Leavitt's appointment by equating her accomplishment with her looks. She's probably been put in there because, in Donald Trump's opinion, she's a 10, Behar said, causing the audience to chuckle.
Okay, and why are the meltdowns always in cars? Now to the cackling witch herself, Joy Behar from The View, whose jealousy is something to behold. Here is her assessment of Trump's new White House press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though, it's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
The ever-empowering feminist, Joy herself, everyone. And this is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees.
Despite Behar's intention to be humorous, his comments sparked outrage right away. Critics quickly pointed out that Behar, a self-described feminist, was hypocritical for disparaging another woman's achievements with such a flimsy remark. Many viewers turned to social media to criticize Behar for promoting the identical prejudices she says she opposes, demonstrating that they were aware of the irony. It's true that these women are totally disconnected from reality, and ABC need to take notice. Leavitt didn't take long to answer. She used her position to offer a scathing critique of Behar's comments, claiming that they perfectly capture the divide between the wealthy and the general public in Hollywood. Leavitt responded to Behar's disparaging remarks by highlighting her credentials, which included her vast political experience and policy knowledge. Millions of others shared her calm and well-spoken reaction, believing that Behar's attack was not only unjust, but also a sign of a larger issue with mainstream media. If Behar's remarks weren't enough to stir up controversy, Whoopi Goldberg quickly joined the debate. In an effort to defend her co-host, Goldberg charged Leavitt with not understanding the progressive causes that helped her achieve success. There will be no wokeness here, Goldberg said, responding to Leavitt's previous criticism of the idea. According to her, awakened movements have traditionally played a significant role in promoting equality and civil rights, including giving women, like Leavitt, the chance to hold important positions. Goldberg's attempt to link wokeness to real advancement, however, was swiftly discredited by Leavitt. In a composed but incisive response, Leavitt made a distinction between the struggle for equality and the performative activism that is frequently used to characterize wokeness in modern times. Her criticism revealed Goldberg's argument's weaknesses, which clearly upset the co-host. A rising conflict between those who support real development and those who use progressive rhetoric to advance partisan objectives was brought to light. By the exchange, Goldberg made more deflections than that. She made an effort to center the conversation on identity politics by implying that Leavitt's critique was the result of ignorance or a lack of appreciation. Goldberg reiterated her previous remark, saying, "The only reason you're able to stand at that podium is because of the struggles we fought for." Leavitt, however, was not amused. She argued that rather than using divisive language or political theater, real development should focus on merit, accountability, and significant change. In addition to the panel, Leavitt's remarks also affected spectators at home. Social media was ablaze with comments, many of which praised her for exposing the hypocrisy of The View and refusing to back down. Karoline Leavitt did not just survive. The View, she owned it, read one post that went viral. The co-hosts weren't prepared for someone who genuinely understands their subject.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
They really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. And so Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Leavitt.
The dispute didn't stop there. Using her appearance, Leavitt criticized traditional media for their part in disseminating false information and eroding public confidence. She revealed huge changes to the White House press pool, including the creation of a special space for independent and new journalists in one of the episode's most widely shared moments. Leavitt claimed that legacy media sources had stifled alternative perspectives and controlled the discourse for far too long. Now that's over. The co-hosts, especially Sunny Hostin, resisted Leavitt's audacious position, dismissing it as a ploy to support partisan media. While Leavitt's suggested modifications would allow unqualified reporters to join the ranks, Hostin maintained that conventional media organizations have earned their position through decades of arduous effort and credibility. However, Leavitt refused to give up. From misinformation about Trump's plans to connection with Russia, she noted that many of these supposedly reliable sites had collaborated in spreading false narratives. Leavitt was particularly critical of The View's recent attempt to connect Elon Musk to a purported assassination plot. Musk's control of Twitter was allegedly a part of a broader plot to erode democracy, according to the co-hosts. Leavitt referred to their allegations as unfounded, accusing the panel of carelessly disseminating false material while simultaneously accusing Republicans of conspiracy theorizing. While promoting narratives without supporting evidence, you once cannot claim to be defenders of truth and accountability, she declared, to the cheers of conservative crowds. The View has become the target of a quick and fierce response. The show was criticized by viewers and commentators for its increasingly biased debates and lack of interest in discussing different points of view. As hashtags like #RExposo, The View, and Caroline Claps Back gained popularity, many people demanded that ABC reassess the format of the show to make sure it reflects a wider variety of viewpoints. Abandon Its Look wasn't merely a criticism of the observation, it was more of an attack on the media environment. She emphasized the ways that traditional media have swayed public opinion by emphasizing stories over facts. Audiences disenchanted with the mainstream media's failure to offer fair coverage found resonance in her readiness to question the established quo. Despite the ongoing debate, Leavitt's reputation is growing. She has received recognition from both supporters and detractors for her ability to maintain composure under duress and clearly express her opinions. For many, she embodies a new generation of conservative leaders who don't back down from a fight against media bias. The View, meantime, is coming under increasing criticism. Critics claim that the format of the show, which frequently consists of the hosts repeating one another's opinions, is become monotonous and predictable. The absence of significant discussion or interaction with opposing viewpoints has turned off viewers who are in search of more in-depth conversations. The effects on legacy media are still to be determined as Leavitt's changes to the White House press pool go into action. She is forcing a long overdue reckoning in the field of political reporting by providing independent journalists with a voice and holding established media entities responsible. What do you think about Karoline Leavitt's takedown of The View? Was she justified in calling out their hypocrisy? Or did she go too far? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates on this evolving story.